Good morning. It's good to see you. I'm lucky enough to know another expat in Yogyakarta who's been good enough to invite me around to his place and show us around. He's also got a couple of live investments as well that we're going to have a look at. This is Doug. G'day, Doug. Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, no worries. Good to see you, mate. Let me show you around our place.
Beautiful. Mate, first thing I noticed is that it's huge. It's a huge place. When was it built?
It's 14 years old, Wayne.
14
years old, yeah. And we're pretty happy here.
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
Yeah. Oh, hello. How you going?
That's Jessica, my lovely daughter.
Hi, Jessica. Hi. Everything, it seems that everyone builds everything big, and is that just because the cost factor? You're getting more bang for your buck, so you're able to build a bigger place.
Yeah, it's important. The land itself was quite small, Wayne, I suppose, but going 2 stories is important. And you know, I've got a big family now, and I've got a lot of people that come around, so I had to go big.
Yeah, sure.
You know, being an Aussie, you like to go big.
I noticed the pool, mate. Everyone can swim as well, eh? Which isn't that common in Indo.
No, it's not. They can't all swim. Jessica can swim. And obviously I can, but we make sure there's an adult with any of our kids that go in the pool, Wayne.
How many kids you got?
Got 3, Wayne.
Yeah.
3 kids.
Can we have a bit of a look around?
Yeah, mate, certainly.
It's your story that I'm really interested in, Doug, because I remember you telling me a few years ago, is that the way upstairs, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
We'll go upstairs.
I remember you telling me a few years ago that you got in your Land Rover, sold your Land Rover for 20 grand, put a bag on your back and moved to Indonesia with not really knowing what was going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's basically the story, Wayne. You know, I had a business in Australia and it didn't work out, so I decided to move over here and you know, just make my life over here.
Well, that's nice. What's that? That's Buddha.
Yeah.
Can I ask what your business was?
Oh, we're exporting furniture, or we were in Australia importing furniture from Indonesia.
Yeah.
Had a business in Cairns, and that didn't work out, so I decided to come over here, and after a little while, a few customers that I had in Australia got in touch with me.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, saying they weren't happy with the people that they were dealing with, and it just went from there.
Yeah. Can we have a look? This is a bigger floor. There's more rooms up here, I think, isn't
there?
there?
There's 3 bedrooms up here, Wayne.
Yeah.
3 bedrooms.
Love the high ceilings in the place.
Yeah, open air. Got air conditioning in each room.
Yeah.
Quite roomy.
Yeah. No, that's that one, and you got the bathroom and the ensuite in there. Can we ask the big question there, fella? How much did you spend on the joint?
The land itself, Wayne, cost about 15,000 Australian dollars.
What year was this?
Probably 2009.
Yeah, righto. It'd be worth a little bit more now. This is obviously another big, airy room.
Yeah.
It's got the ensuite as well.
Got the ensuite. Yeah, got a bath and hot water and toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So construction costs.
We got a quote, Wayne, in the early days. It was, how much was it? It was about 77,000 Australian dollars, which might seem surprising to people, but
that's not a lot.
No, it's not a lot. And of course, the quote and everything included toilets and the pool.
Yeah.
Of course, the quote made was with squat toilets, which is mainly predominant in Indonesia. I wanted Western toilets, so we just crossed those out, and I bought all the Western toilets and other things that were Western that suited my lifestyle. Yeah.
I like the open area here, the little balcony over the pool. Did you design the place yourself?
Yeah, I designed it all, Wayne. You know, it's on 250 metres. So obviously it's almost boundary to boundary. We don't have any gardens or anything like that except the one near the pool there. So we had to utilise all the space to go 2 stories.
Yeah. I noticed you've got a couple of cars, Doug. I also noticed you've got a few, 2 or 3 housekeepers that you keep here as well that help you live with the kids.
Yeah, it's a necessity here, Wayne. In Indonesia, I think you know, the kids are wanting things all the time, and I'm getting a bit lazy in my old age now.
Sure.
So yeah, and we've got a couple of cars. We've managed to put a bit of money aside and buy a couple of cars, which are important for travel here. We've got a few motorbikes too. The housekeepers get around on motorbikes, And yeah, and the kids go to school every day.
Yeah.
So we've got a driver that takes the kids to school in the morning at 6:30. 7 o'clock they start school and they finish at about 2 o'clock, so the driver picks them up in the car also.
I noticed the laundry there near the pool. Do you get in the pool much, mate?
Yeah, well, it gets a bit warm here during the, all year, Wayne, and you know, currently now it's about 32 degrees here, and what is it, about 12 o'clock at noon here. Yeah.
It's a bit warm.
Yeah.
Just on those costs, Doug, you've got 3 housekeepers that live here with you. You've got the running costs of the house. You've got a couple of cars, you've got a few bikes. What would be the total cost that you're sort of up for to maintain the household in a month?
Oh, it'd be about $1,000 to $1,200 a month, Wayne.
Yeah, right.
That's conservative. If we have any people around and have a party or something like that, it costs a few more bob.
Bit of a blowout there.
Yeah, it does get a blowout, but there's no unwanted bills coming in the mailbox and everything like that, Wayne. So.
What do you mean, like rates and things like that?
Oh, there's land rates, but there's no taxes, no local council fees or bills or anything like that. So, and that's electrical. Our electrical bill's probably about $150 a month.
For this place?
Yeah, 150, maybe 200, you know, with the air conditions on. Yeah.
That's still pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's better than...
That's one of the, I guess that's one of the incentives, isn't it, of a lot of people coming over, is that you can enjoy a standard of lifestyle that you probably couldn't back at home.
Yeah, the cost of living here is one of the main factors why we're here, and I have a few friends coming over and they're quite amazed at the cost of living over here. You know, food's cheap, and I go down to the local bar, they call them cafes here in Jogyakarta and basically in Indonesia, Wayne, and I like having a couple of beers and watching the footy on a Friday night.
I think that's where I met you, didn't I, down there one night?
Yeah, you did meet me down at Sparks Bar one night. Yeah. But and then I watch footy on Saturday again and have a couple of beers at home, but other than that, I don't drink too much, I don't go out too much.
You're not Hollywooding it, mate?
No. It's not the Taj Mahal, Wayne, but it's, you know, I'm pretty happy being here, and the money we've spent here, it's all for the kids and my wife Rena.
I just know, I just counted 8 cats down there, mate. You've got a few around, eh?
Yeah, there may be a few more than that too, Wayne. They keep breeding, so fortunately we've got to buy more cat food every week.
Talking about the monthly costs, how do you cover those? How do you sort of, you know, what income streams do you have? Because if you've left Australia with 20 grand in the pocket, you must have sort of done something. You've got a couple of investment properties, or you and your wife's got them.
Yeah, we managed to put away a little bit of money, Wayne, and we bought a few investment properties, and Rena looks after those. They manage a small income stream, which almost covers our living costs here.
When you first came here, I know a lot of people who have come over to have a go at staying in Indonesia, and they found some difficulties. Did you have any problems with it, or it was just a place you loved straight up and you slotted straight into it?
Yeah. I mean, no, I didn't have any difficulties, Wayne, to be honest. I lived in Cairns for 10 years, so the heat and the humidity factor wasn't an issue to me. Probably the language barrier was a little bit of an issue to me, but luckily my wife Rena went to university in Jakarta, and she spoke English, not fluently, but well enough for me to get by, and I could communicate with people. I understand what the Indonesians are talking about, but I don't speak the language fluently by no means. But
probably not a bad thing sometimes.
No, it's not. It's not, and it's nice when you hear people talking. You understand what they're talking about, but you can't answer.
They don't think you understand, so you're probably picking up a few things on the inside, eh?
Yeah, well, I do pick up a few things, but I can't answer them because I don't speak Indonesian. But I know what they're talking about. Yeah.
And this is the man cave, mate. This is where we'll find you most of the time.
Yes, that's right, Wayne. This is I like being up here. I can watch the football in privacy, and I've got a fridge over here so I can get a couple of cold beers when I want. So it's nice. When
you first came here, Doug, obviously you've come without much dough. You've come pretty tight. Did you find that like where you were living was a pretty simple sort of a start to it all?
Yeah, it was very different, Wayne. To be honest, one of the places we rented here was $6 million a year. And 6 million is $600 a year, so it's less than $15 a week for a 2-bedroom house. And
what does a $15 a week house look like?
There's no hot water, no real running water. It was bucket showers, and there was a squat toilet. So it was it wasn't like poverty Indonesian style or anything like that. It was probably the Indonesian style, but to a Westerner coming over here for not the first time, but living here, it was quite a substantial change.
You were committed though. That was there wasn't anything. You weren't going back to Australia. You're going to make a crack of it here. That was
that's right, Wayne. There was issues in Australia, and I didn't like the way Australia was going, to be honest. And I liked the lifestyle over here. It was pretty simplistic and quite easy, to be honest.
You came over with 20 grand in your pocket and not much else when you started. For someone else that's coming over now, is it still possible to get going and create a bit of wealth with just a small start?
It'd be difficult, Wayne, if you didn't have any background in money making or any any income coming from Australia. And obviously Westerners can't work in Indonesia, so my wife does most of the transactions and business transactions that we have here. It'd be difficult. I think someone on a pension in Australia would probably be able to come over here and live on $600 a week quite easily, accommodation and food and everything, if they're in their 65 to 67 range.
That's a pretty good life at 2.5 grand a month, in my experience. That's comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's no issues. There's no, don't get any surprises in the mailbox, as I've said before, Wayne. Land rates, taxes, or any travelling costs so much. I mean, no speeding tickets, no. I could go a bit further, but
better leave it there.
I mean, you can ride your bike after you've had a couple of beers, or drive your car when you've had a couple of beers. So there's no real issues about being picked up by police or anything like that. So but I live fairly close.
Yeah, I get the impression, mate, you do it all again.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat, I would, Wayne. I haven't regretted anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been an education and a lifestyle and a change that I'd make every time.
Yeah, you'd recommend it to anyone?
Yeah, I would, particularly at the age I am and we are. Yeah. I know I'm probably a little bit older than you, but I've enjoyed every second of it. There's been some
been a bit tricky here.
There's been some very difficult times and everything like that. Initially when we used to buy fridges over here, they weren't frost free, and my wife used to say you can only have one bottle of beer. And I used to put it in the freezer up the top that was iced all over and everything like that, and it'd take 30 minutes to get cold.
That was your one luxury you're allowed to have.
That was
one beer.
One bottle of beer a day, one tall bottle of beer a day, yeah.
It's worth the wait, mate. I see you having a few more now.
Yeah, I've had a few more. Yeah, probably too many sometimes.
The water situation, Doug, that's sometimes a bit tricky over here. I know a lot of people get their water carted in. Have you got a well, or how do you go about it?
Yeah, we've got a well here, Wayne, that's drilled down. I don't know how many metres, and it gets pumped up from the wells below into a container upstairs. I'll show you that container in a moment. So that's the water, all the water for the house, for the showers and the washing plates.
Yeah.
And
it's a special kind of filter or something, is it?
It is, yeah. We've got a filter here, so
is that it over there, is it?
Yeah, I'll just take you out and show you if you like.
Yeah. That's it going on.
Yeah.
And this is the one pump serves the whole house?
Yes. This is a filter actually. There's no filter for the water going to the kitchen or the showers, but this is a filter we use for the pool pump.
Right.
And I turn on the water that gravitates down into
it's gravity fed, yeah?
Well, yeah, into this pump here.
But that's sand.
Yeah, it's like sand, volcanic sand. And the water goes through this, and when I need to,
it's filtered through the sand, right?
It's filtered through the sand, and when the pump fills up, I can put more water in the pool.
And it just sifts or leaks through.
Yeah,
to the bottom.
Through to the bottom here, and
I notice a lot of these statues you've got over in the corner there. Because that was originally your business thing, wasn't it? You're bringing containers over from into Australia of Bali stuff, or was it Indonesian stuff?
Oh, Indonesian stuff. A lot of the Balinese stuff that people buy from Bali, probably half of it's made over in Jogyakarta, to be honest, Wayne. A lot of people mightn't know. These pots that I've got here, a friend of mine's got a business here called Satu Bumi, and that's GRC, it's glass reinforced concrete, and they make these pots. They're very lightweight with concrete and and glass fibre, very durable too.
So you used to bring these things over by the container loads?
Yeah, over to Australia, yeah.
And how did you distribute it? You just you were the wholesaler. What were they, 40-foot containers or?
Yeah, 40-foot high cube containers.
Yeah. Did you have a distributor for you, or you used to go knocking on the doors to the shops?
Oh no, I had a place in Cairns, and then the people we had who we delivered to had their own businesses.
Yeah, here comes the water.
Here comes the water. It looks like it's slow going, but it's not quite. Once that fills up.
Yeah. Yeah, she's getting a bit of momentum up now.
Yeah.
Really generous of Doug to bring us into his home and show us around and give us a bit of a perspective from a guy that's been here for a while. Mate, thanks so much.
No
really
worries,
appreciate it. You're also going to be kind enough to take us over to one of your wife's investment properties?
Yeah, I'm gladly take you in the car.
All right.
Be a bit cooler, mate.
All right, let's go.
Okay, mate.
Mate, you've obviously got a driver on call, I'm assuming. That's your private driver?
Yeah, he's at call all the time, and it's handy to have because he takes the kids to school in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
They both go to different schools, and it's handy if the kids need to go down to the beach, he drives them down to the beach, so that's fine, yeah.
Because, the traffic can be one of those things here sometimes, can't it, eh?
I get a bit impatient in the traffic lane.
Have you had any close calls?
A couple. I've had a couple of small incidents, but nothing too dramatic.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a look at these properties, eh?
Okay, mate.
So what are we actually going to see, mate? Your wife has a couple of investment properties. Are they accommodation places, or the Kosts, aren't they?
Yeah, Wayne, they're called Kosts in Indonesia. Kosts are predominantly for students to rent out by the month. They're small rooms. Some of them have shared showers. Luckily enough, the ones that we've got that we built have showers in each room, and their own electrical and own toilet, Western toilet. So they're usually full all the time.
Yeah, okay. And you've got a couple of these places, or?
We've got one.
Yeah.
One Kost and another house.
Yeah.
That we rent out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And that covers all your needs. That sort of.
Yeah. It almost covers the costs. Wayne.
Yeah.
We've got some money, small funds invested in a deposit fund here in Indonesia,
right,
which generates a bit of income to help ends meet. So. Yeah, we're not wanting for too much, mate. Yeah. We don't have to borrow any money.
You don't have any debt. You don't have any debt at all on these places. None at all.
No debt.
Is that right? Well, you're ahead of the majority of people, I think, Dan. And I think that's another thing. What I find a lot of people that are coming over to retire is that they get out of that mortgage trap. They get out of that constantly owing people, giving people big chunks of their monthly income, and over here they can just sort of you just breathe a bit easier, eh?
Yeah, I'm a bit bemused when I watch Australian TV and news and everything like that, Wayne. The amount of money and the percentage of your wage that goes to paying mortgages off, it's just it's ludicrous, to be honest.
Doesn't make much sense, does it?
No, it doesn't, mate. You're living for the bank, and the big banks are making all the money, and the big supermarkets are making all the money. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's funny, most of the expats I talk to over here have got exactly the same attitude and approach. Do you think this living attracts a certain type of expat, like your mates and in your peer group and the people you sort of knock about with? Are they all sort of coming over for the same reasons?
Yeah, Wayne, we're not coming over here to live the life of luxury or anything like that. We don't go to restaurants every night of the week, which people don't do in Australia because they can't afford it. But it's not to show what you got or who you are or anything like that. I think it's just to live the lifestyle. Yeah. There's something happens every day, Wayne.
Yeah.
I've been here for 20 years almost, and some of the stories, and some of the things you see would just blow your mind.
Yeah.
Just funny.
Yeah. I have that same opinion. I like the fact that when I walk out the door, it doesn't matter where I am, it doesn't matter where I go, life happens, whereas if I'm back in the West, it's just a little bit sterile,
Yeah, you wake up here and you're guaranteed that something's going to happen on the day you wake up that you've never seen before, or you've never, witnessed before.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is. So this is the joint. It's much bigger than I thought it was, mate.
Yeah, it's quite a size.
How many rooms?
There's 20 rooms.
20 rooms.
Yeah.
Can I ask how much a room is a month?
Oh, it varies a little bit, Wayne, but it's around about 1 million, 1.2 million a month.
Right. Well, that's a reasonable income stream by anyone's standards, mate.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
How long have you had it, or how long ago did you build it?
Gee, Wayne, that's a good question. We may have had it for 8 or 9 years now.
Oh, right, yeah. And one thing I've noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, I had a mate who had a business in Cambodia, and he was doing okay, and about 2 or 3 years later, a bloke that worked for him left him and started up an exact same business, and then 2 or 3 started to pop up as well. Is that the same as this type of thing? This was something new and other people copied it?
Yeah, there's a few places gone up quite similar, Wayne, but I think we got it right in the first place. You know, the room size is big and it had a separate toilet and shower.
Yeah.
And over the period of time, we've put air conditioners in every room. So,
oh, really?
You know, so people
that's
are
pretty good
comfortable.
value for that sort of dough.
Yeah, they've got to pay their own electrical. We've got meters on every room, but the electrical wouldn't be any more than $30 a month, I wouldn't think.
Yeah. And how do you collect it? Do you come around, knock on the door once a month? Or how does that work?
No, I think it gets paid into Rena's account.
Yeah. And what about the maintenance and the cleaning of it? Do you have a company you use that come in and do it, or?
No, we've got some of our staff from our place.
Oh, right.
That come and clean the outside of the place. We don't clean inside. That's their responsibility. The people who
You don't do inspections or anything like that?
Rena may do some inspections. Wayne, I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's up to her. What she does, it's her investment.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I noticed you've got Wi-Fi as well.
Yeah, we've got Wi-Fi here, and we've got cameras.
CCTV,
security,
yeah.
CCTV cameras, so yeah, it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. They have a communal kitchen here, Wayne, too, which anyone who stays here can use.
Yeah.
I think we supply the gas, so there's no issues there.
Yeah, that's it's convenient.
Yeah, it's very good.
I'm actually surprised. Look, I have to say, I'm surprised at your house yourself. I really love your place. And the finish here on the Kost is really nice as well. I like the wood doors. I like the how you've rendered the building and the colour. You designed this one as well?
Yeah, I designed this one, Wayne, too. It's a little different to Indonesian, and the colour scheme's obviously different to Indonesian. And I'm not saying that Indonesians aren't good at what they do or what they pick, but I think it's if anyone came here, they'd be able to see that there's a Western influence here.
Yeah, you've missed your calling, mate. If you didn't, if you didn't make a quid on the wholesale of Indonesian artefacts, you could become an architect.
It's about the space, Wayne. There's no gardens here, and no upkeep on gardens, but yeah, no, I'm happy with the outcome.
Yeah, and
it's holding up well.
Yeah, I was going to ask, occupancy is generally pretty good. Your occupancy rates are sitting in the high 70s, 80s or something?
Oh no, this is 100% full all the time, Wayne.
Oh really? What's the deal on? Is it a month by month or?
Yeah, monthly. Some people who want to pay for a year, 12 months, they get a month free if they pay 12 months in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the meters down there for each room.
Oh, they're paid, are they?
They're paid meters here, and we can go downstairs. But
yeah. Okay, so your room number's got an appointed meter, and I guess you buy the credits down at the local shop and punch in the number, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they do. The people buy there. Yeah. We have our own meter here, and we pay for all the lights on the exterior of the building.
Yeah.
We pay for all the CCTV and Wi-Fi. We pay for that.
Yeah. Mate, you've done all right.
Yeah.
You're going all right, Doug.
Yeah.
Life's a giggle, mate, eh?
I'm happy with it, to be honest, Wayne.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a long journey, but unfortunately, as you get older, you say, geez, I wish I'd have been able to do this 20 years ago.
I've been saying that a bit myself lately, mate. I've got to say, I've probably should have fired the gun earlier. And I think, you know, I try to motivate people and encourage people our age or even younger than us, that they start getting these ideas that they want to go and do it, and they put it off and they put it off. And if it's in you to do it, I think the worst thing you do is put it off, or you end up like us, wishing we'd done it a lot earlier. You know?
Well, you take the plunge, and obviously I said before, the land that I bought to build the house on was exactly the same as this land, and this $15,000 Australian dollars, and this is twice as big.
Yeah,
so now, it equated here to 300,000 rupiah, which is $30 a metre. That would be I wouldn't be surprised if it's 8 to 10-fold now.
Really?
In the last 15 years since we bought this land. Same as the house.
Yeah.
The house land was 600,000, which is $60 a metre, and that stuff around there now is, I couldn't imagine it'd be $250 a metre now.
Right?
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah,
Crazy.
It is. It's crazy.
But I think on the whole, Jogyakarta's still a pretty affordable place to come and do it if you're going to do it. I think it's fast becoming the better alternative to Bali in many respects.
Yeah.
It's got to be a lot cheaper than that, doesn't it? Just on the day-to-day living costs, I don't think you can compete with it, you know?
No, you couldn't. Bali's out of reach of some people now, I think, Wayne.
Yeah.
Aussies keep going there. Obviously, the young people are going there. Some older people are going there to live now. But I think for the general traveller, it's not the cheap trick holiday that you used to be able to do 20 years ago. That you realise, you know, it was quite cheap to go there. You could go over there for, you know, $250, and you'd be lucky to spend $700 in a week. So you go for $1,000.
Yeah. Big thanks to Doug for letting us into his life today. Doug, thanks so much, mate.
No worries,
really
mate.
Generous of you to show us your house and let us have a look at what you do here, eh?
Been a pleasure, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Good talking to you.
You too. That's just about it from me. As usual, thanks very much for coming along with the ride. I hope you're well and happy in life and doing the things you want to do. We'll see you soon.